Behind me is a massive apartment complex in downtown Salt Lake City. And this is another massive apartment complex. And so is this one, and this one, and so is this one. Salt Lake City is only one of many other cities with these large apartment buildings. So then tell me, why does downtown feel as empty as my love life? Lots of potential options, yet seemingly no occupancy. Hi, I'm David Kale, and I am so alone. Hi, I'm David Kale with Consultertainment, and today we're asking the big question, why does downtown feel so empty? With all these apartment buildings, it's no surprise that downtown is a prime place ready to rent. And especially downtowns being compact, it's easier to build up instead of out, which explains why there's so many of these massive amounts of apartment buildings. According to a study done by Construction Coverage, the median mortgage payment in Salt Lake City is $3,463, compared to the median rent being $1,627. That's nearly an $1,800 difference. Over 12 months, that's nearly $22,000. With that kind of money, I could buy not one, not two, not three, but 4,400 Lego minifigures. Ladies, don't come all at once, please. There's more than enough Legos to go around. So if everyone wants to have an army of Legos at their disposal, or have a girlfriend, the correct assumption would be to rent. So where is everyone? According to the MMG Multifamily Housing Report, occupancy rates within Salt Lake City have been decreasing. But if you look closely, rent is also decreasing. Now that's a little interesting. Say your mom and dad give you some money for you to open up a little neighborhood stand which you sold cups of Baja Blast. So let's say you have 10 cups and each one is priced at $10. Nobody is going to your stand to buy your Baja Blast. Maybe it's because you're like me and don't have any friends, or maybe it's because your price is too high. Now, if you lower the price to $8, you may have 2 people come. Then maybe you lower it to $5 and you have 4 more people come. Then you lower it to $2 and now you have exactly 10 people lining up to buy your 10 cups of Baja Blast. This is what we call in economics a Baja Blast off. It's not really called a Baja Blast off. It's called an equilibrium point, but that's a lot more boring of a phrase than Baja Blast off. Mountain Dew, please sponsor our videos. As rent lowers, you'd expect more people to want to lease your apartments. It's like lowering your standards. Yet, the more I do it, I still find myself alone. So what's really happening here? Is housing all of a sudden affordable and people are buying? Am I the problem when it comes to my relationships? Are people moving outside of Salt Lake altogether? Well, to understand that, we need to do some soul searching and look at the population data. If we look at the macro trends data set of the Salt Lake City population, we see year after year the population increasing. But there's something really peculiar with this chart. Did you catch it? Well, if we expand it out to see the rate of change, we see steep drop-offs in our rate of increase since 2019. And Salt Lake City is not the only city going through something like this. Major cities like Denver, Boise, and Portland have faced decreases in the same fashion. To understand this population drop, we need to put ourselves in the lens of 2019. I'd just been dumped by my girlfriend and been questioning all my life choices. But Salt Lake City was also going through a rough patch. Cumulative rent changes were at an all-time high. And if you look at this graph from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, rent changes were significantly higher than inflation. Now, I do want to say something, a lesson that my mom taught me, and she would beat me until I said it 1,000 times. Correlation does not equal causation. Yes, these two facts are conceptually related, but we would be naive to say that they cause one another without further analysis. Now, another correlating factoid shows that 32.5% of young adults now live with their parents. That's up from 31.8% in 2023. Additionally, in a poll from Noble Predictive Insights showed that 58% of Utah voters under 30 agreed with the statement that housing is so expensive that I've considered moving out of state. Now, I've also considered moving out of state, but it's less so about the rent and more so making sure that my enemies can't find me. Let's look at that Baja Blast example again. You open up a stand, but then Billy next door also opens up a stand. Now, if you've seen this example before, you would know that Billy and you will keep price cutting to compete with one another. That is the benefit of the competitive market. But the housing market isn't that simple. See, Billy's weird. He doesn't care how much his Baja Blast stand is making, but he cares how much it's worth. If Billy has 10 cups of Baja Blast, each priced at $10, then his stand is worth $100. Now, if he reduces the price to $9, his stand is only worth $90. If he wanted to sell his Baja Blast stand, or take a loan with his stand as collateral, it's better to say that his stand is worth $100 than $90. This is exactly the same way the housing market operates. So then why isn't rent skyrocketing to tens of thousands of dollars? Well, first of all, there's government regulations in place to protect the renter. Second of all, these firms need to show that there is a want at its current price. And third of all, the most obvious reason is the management company that these firms own need to show an operating revenue. Now, I want to paint a picture for you, but before I do that, I need to admit, I haven't been completely honest. Now, some of you might have been able to catch on, but if not, no worries. Remember this graph? The rate of occupancy has been decreasing in Salt Lake City, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the number of occupants has been decreasing. Now, let's do some math. Say you had 5 tenants and 10 units. That's a 50% occupancy rate. Now, say you had 5 tenants and 20 units. That's a 25% occupancy rate. Picture this theory. It's 2018. Rent has been going up year after year. A couple of your friends say that they're going to move out at the end of their lease next year because rent is just way too expensive. You're not quite ready to make that jump yet. Even though rent is expensive, life is good. You have a girlfriend, a good job, plus your work is right next to your house. 2019 rolls around, your girlfriend dumps you, your friends move out, some move outside the city, some move back home, and some move to a new state altogether. But no worries, you still have work and it's so close by. Then 2020 hits. Your work offers remote options, so now you have no friends, no girlfriend, and no physical location for your work. Your apartment seems almost unnecessary, so you move back home. Now let's look at the same example from the side of the city. It's 2018 and you're nervous. Apartments across the city are forced to increase their rent because there's not enough housing to go around. So the city greenlights a lot of housing development projects, 10,281 units to be exact. But these units can't be built instantly. They take time, and sometimes years. Then 2019 hits, and the housing can't come in quick enough, so people aren't moving in fast enough. Then 2020 hits, and construction takes a massive pause with COVID. Finally, by 2024 and 2025, these units are open and ready for the public. But people have grown accustomed to their new living spaces and their work from home lifestyles. There's no reason to go back downtown. Downtown continues to grow, but not at the rate it once did. So now you have all these buildings that were built on projected old population growth data, but as we get back to normal, people aren't moving into these buildings, at least not at the rate that was expected. So back to the question that probably matters the most if you're watching this. If occupancy rates are lowering within downtown areas, why haven't rent significantly lowered to compensate for these occupancy rates? Well, it's to A, show the value of the property, which we talked about before, and or B, there are certain grants and or loans that require set minimums for rent. Now, all jokes aside, here at Consultertainment, whenever we bring up an issue, we want to bring tangible solutions that you can do today. So that's what we're going to talk about next when it comes to this housing issue. Number 1, in the long term, rent will eventually come down. But for now, big landlords do have discretion when it comes to concessions. So this could be free months off of rent, $1,000 gift cards, and even cruises. While rent might not be as flexible and negotiable, concessions absolutely are. Number 2, go to a privately owned rental property. There, your landlord isn't tied to show the value of the asset, and rent can be flexible. Number 3, house hacking. Now, we could do a whole video on house hacking, and if you want to learn more, comment down below. But house hacking is this idea where you take out a mortgage on a duplex, and while you live there, the other person pays rent. Number 4, move outside the city. Now, if your work is flexible with hours, you can work from home, or you're comfortable doing the commute, the further away you get from the city, the cheaper your rent is going to be. Number 5, roommates. Now, this could be a friend, a relative, a significant other, or if you're feeling a little spicy, a Craigslist ad. Well, that covers it for today's video. If you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps us out at Consultertainment. We have a lot of awesome videos coming up, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Good?
Bye. Say goodbye to your audience.
Goodbye.